Credits. I forgot where I'm at. Ashura? Ashura. It's a ninja blade. It's also a great example of how their graphical choices help the game not get outdated. It's still, yes, that's actually a really good example. That's a very good point. Jak and Daxter will be a good example of cartoony versus realistic graphics actually do you more of a favor in the long run than trying to make your game look as realistic as possible. And it will allow us to consistently talk about, oh, what is it called? Uncanny Valley effect. Which is a very interesting psychological and design element that's worth researching if somebody's interested in getting into game design, particularly the artistic side of things. Uncanny Valley is I don't know if it's a theorem or a phenomenon. I don't know what you would call it. But it is this idea, at least, in psychology, that we as a human race, due to some evolutionary causation, have been made uneasy by things that try to emulate human appearances. For example, like how all humans, when they stand close to an edge of a very high, thing, they get a little queasy on the inside. That's human instinct in all of our bodies telling us, be careful, don't fall. When we see something as a species that looks a lot like a human but isn't a human, we hate it more than normal, right? Take a look at that robot AI combo. You guys have seen the memes of it, and it makes faces. It's trying to like talk and do stuff. It was like on Jimmy Kimmel recently or something. But it's like it's a female robot looking thing. And but it upsets you when you look at it. And not like you're, you know, unable to control your emotions about it, but like you don't like the way it looks. The reason why you don't like the way it looks is because of Uncanny Valley. So, with that being said, when games get close to trying to emulate the way humans look, but don't do it perfectly, right? Like, they don't actually achieve it. It makes us uneasy. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. And if you want to really get into some deep lore, like weird shit, like you can read up on the theories that like this is born out of evolution. So don't go Googling what I'm about to say, because you just don't want to see it. But there is a fear out there called trypophobia, which is the fear of irregular patterns of clusters of small holes or bumps. So people get all freaked out, and if you go into Google Images, you're gonna see shit that fucks with you. But there's what's the plant called? Or like a beehive and stuff like that. But like if the beehive was irregular. So like seeing a bunch of those little holes makes people uneasy. Some people have an absolute blowout fear about it, but it makes everybody a little bit like, ugh, like it just makes you feel weird. The reason why is because of instinct and evolution and genetic coding. We have dealt with a plant or a species of animal that causes that kind of combination of little holes, and I think there's this plant. Looks like a disc and it's got a bunch of little holes in it. you get all kinds of you get messed up stuff of like Photoshop, but like it occurring in nature causes you to be uneasy, and the reason why is because some part of our species ate or almost got wiped out because of that plant or animal or whatever it was. It was toxic and we ate it and it almost killed us, and it was this traumatic experience. Because of that, we have genetic predisposition to it's just a series of holes. There's nothing bad about that, but our bodies go it says get, yes, your body is saying get away, like it's gonna kill you, you need to go away. It's the same reason why we find body odor offensive, is because body odor is how animals, you know, mark their territory and shit like that. So we get offended by the smell because somebody's taking your territory, and really it just stinks, right? Today, like, we don't think about territory, but why does it stink? Why is our brain telling us it's a smell we don't like to smell? Because it has to do with territory. It's all about genetics, right? So anyways, what they're saying is that we have discovered this new thing, Uncanny Valley, where we're genetically angry or displeased by faces. So I can show you. Here you go. What is her name? So her name's Sophia, the robot. This robot, you guys have seen memes all over the place about this damn thing, I'm sure. But this robot right here, it looks very human-like. So like when you have something that doesn't look human at all, right? Like a cartoon or a comic book character, it doesn't bother us because it's not trying to be human, and our brains are just okay with it because it's a cartoon. But this thing is, it almost looks human, but because we as humans know things, and yeah, like, let's forgive the fact that her whole back of her skull's a robot, but when we look at the facial, we go, you're imitating a human, and it angers us. And they're saying that this is born out of some genetic evolutionary trait, that this upsets us. Like, are you angry? Not necessarily, no, but are we happy looking at this as people? It's unsettling in some way. We don't like it, whether you go, oh, that's ugly, or God, that looks weird, or you laugh at it or something. You don't go, oh, you know, like, that really looks like a human. Good comparison is how that terrifies people, but one that looks at, like, a dog is cute or funny. Yeah, exactly. Like, dogs haven't been as big of a problem for so long because we've domesticated them. So our genes kind of adapt to it, but dogs out in the wild initially were a threat. So anyways, like, that robot, though, is unsettling to us because it's something that's achieving human-like comparison. Now, with older graphics, like, it gets easier and easier and easier, but when we're talking with video games, like, when graphics get pretty close to looking human-like, but they don't nail it completely, it unsettles us and it makes us upset. You see this a lot in RPGs from Japan, where like they don't get the facial expression so much, and you want to understand why everybody was so mad at Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, that's another reason why. But where it gets really, really crazy, if you really want to get into some of the like tinfoil hat wearing shit, is people say, well, all of our experiences, all of our genetic learned things are based off experiences we've had as a human race. And that causes us to learn instincts, right? So enough people ate that plant, and now a bunch of people have tryptophobia or whatever it is, because it almost killed an entire race of people. So we learn things, right? So now they're talking about Uncanny Valley effect, and they're like, what did we experience in our lives that made us develop this genetic instinct to not trust things that are posing to be human? And then the floodgates open with the crazies and the conspiracy theorists that we've already been visited by humans or by aliens that were posing as humans, but they didn't do it super well, and we could kind of tell that the aliens were aliens and not humans, and they were trying to enslave us and hurt us. And true, that too. That is a completely gross thing. Shrug. Nailed it. But aside from the whole alien thing, Uncanny Valley is a really interesting concept to discuss. And it gives a lot of understanding to why, like, I don't care for the way certain things look in older games. Edge. Father, mother. Thank heavens you're all right. You're alive? Come with us, Edge. Yes, come with us. Where? To hell! That was golden. That was oh my god. You wearing glasses? I'm late for my doctor's appointment. I'll be back later. Leaving the stream. Thanks, Shrug. Take it easy. I hope your doctor appointment goes swimmingly. Nice. Alright, clearly we need shell on everybody. It's me, Edge, your son. They break free. But why do they look like monsters? We are no longer human. No longer belong here. Dude, this is a cool... I'm sorry, Edge. We must go now. We're able to, like, just stop. Evelyn lies in good hands. Like, we just stopped fighting. Serve our people well. And they stopped fighting us. We just had a standstill in the middle of a Final Fantasy battle. Don't go. Oh my god. Oh, then they die anyway. Farewell, my son. Dude, that was cool. Wow. How dare he? Rubicante, you sick bastard. It was Luge who turned your parents into monsters. Sorry for your loss. He only wishes to battle you fairly. To hell with your self-righteous blabbering. I admit your spirit. Admire your spirit. But anger never bears true strength, and it blinds you from what you truly need to see. Shut up, I'll show you the power of rage! Anger evoked Edge's dormant powers. He has learned Flood and Blitz. Well, this isn't interesting. Still, nothing can penetrate my cloak of flame, not even ice. Alright, bye. Didn't mean to come here. Alright, so somebody just learned something.